I moved to Boston with my family last summer. We lived in a big old house on Beacon Hill. The house was very old and had a lot of history. My mom said it was beautiful, but it always felt cold and dark to me. One night, I woke up to strange noises. It sounded like whispers and footsteps. I got out of bed and walked slowly down the long hallway. The floorboards creaked under my feet. I felt scared, but I wanted to see what was making the noise. As I walked, the whispers grew louder. I reached the staircase and looked down. There, in the middle of the living room, stood a ghostly figure. It was a woman in a white dress. Her face was pale and her eyes were sad. She looked up at me, and I froze in fear. I ran back to my room and hid under the blankets. I could still hear the whispers. It felt like hours before I fell asleep again. The next morning, I told my mom what I saw. She didn't believe me. She said it was just a bad dream, but the next night, the whispers came back. This time, I stayed in bed, too afraid to move. I could hear footsteps coming closer and closer. Suddenly, the door to my room opened slowly with a loud creak. The ghostly woman stood there, looking at me with her sad eyes. She didn't say anything, just looked at me. Then, she slowly turned and walked away. I wanted to scream, but no sound came out. I waited until morning, then ran to my parents' room. This time, they believed me. My parents called a priest to bless the house. He said the woman was a ghost from long ago, trapped because of a terrible event. After the blessing, the whispers stopped, and the house felt warmer. But I could never forget the sad eyes of the ghostly woman. Even now, sometimes late at night, I think I can still hear whispers in the wind. The story of the Beacon Hill Phantom stays with me. I will never forget the ghostly woman who once lived in our house.